All right, cyber traders, welcome on back here this Thursday afternoon. You got me for the morning, you got me for the afternoon here this Thursday after 2:30 Eastern time. Great to see all of our students like Jill, Norman, Deborah, Kathy, Michael, Kathleen, and even our new trial members like Brian W joining us for the first time today. Welcome on aboard, Brian. And for all of us streaming on social media, Facebook Live, YouTube, welcome on back. To begin, I show LI. I would start by showing AMC, to be honest with you, but I'm really afraid of this actually like crashing my platform, the AMC trade. So I'm not going to show it. I will actually show Bookmap level 4 of what AMC looks like because for some reason that's running a lot better, a lot smoother. But to begin, LI, Lee Auto, EV company, ended up beating earnings yesterday morning in pre-market. So they ended up making a nice pop yesterday. I just had them up here to begin right away here, just to prevent my platform from crashing, but I just got the ping from Benzinga Pro, just new high of the day. So it looks good. I like it. Another push back up, breaking over yesterday's high even. So for right now, just for starters, I'll put Lee right on our watch list. Tight spread, great liquidity, 40,000 or 39,000 share iceberg order. You could even see that on the right-hand side of my platform at 2350. So, it's a really good setup. Right. So to begin, we'll start off by putting Lee on our list. AMC, let's just drag Bookmap level 4 up right now because I don't know. Again, it's going to crash my TradeStation platform. But for this, it's running really well. Ended up making a really big pop after the market opened. And for this might crash my Bookmap actually if I scroll back pretty far. But let's see if I can, because what I wanted to show. Well, we ended up talking about this yesterday. The huge iceberg order at $20. It was like a 900,000 share iceberg throughout the course of the afternoon. So that was the major level of resistance to work with here. But if anything, we had big buying yesterday afternoon off the 19 level. 19 was a really strong big buying price level. So my talking point here is for AMC today to see this break over 20. I mean, it ended up running over that price. But if we actually zoom in on this level 4 on Bookmap, you'll note that the real run started from yesterday's big buying level from the 19. I mean, it took a couple of attempts, mind you. I was going over this with one of our traders in a coaching session earlier today. It's to say the first break off 19 here, I would have expected a false breakout as that happens. But the next time it would have led to a false breakout here, a quick tiny loss. I told my student at the time I'd lose upwards of 6, 7, maybe 10 cents on this trade at this point. But that's because it's a very good setup. I mean, if there's another opportunity, and that's what it always comes down to, mind you, if, right? What if? If this doesn't break back over 19, then I'd imagine this would tank and be a short day. But obviously that didn't happen. As soon as this broke back over 19, off and running she went. So ended up making the run off 19. It just like ran right over 20. There was no fight with that $20 level today. And then even to say the same thing, like all the way at 25. To see this trade explode off the 23 level, it had a tough time off 23. So 23 could be the next big support level later on today or tomorrow. But it's to say, though, this just kept going. We might not see 23 today. The way this ended up just bouncing earlier here, I was waiting for this drop. I was waiting for at least 24, at least the VWAP test. That did not happen. I mean, this thing shot right back up from 25.50. And, currently right now it's at like 27.10, 27-ish here. For right now, obviously I'll put AMC on our watch list. For myself, it will probably be exactly more of that, just watching it, because I'm afraid of it honestly freezing up my platform. But at the same time as we're following and watching and potentially trading AMC, there is one other stock, maybe you could say two other stocks that I know the Reddit crowd, the Wall Street Bets crew are kind of pumping up right now in the moment. Express, EXPR, this doesn't look like the best chart, but as AMC ended up recently taking off here, I saw this make a nice pop from like 465 up towards almost 5. I mean, just about a near 30-cent move going into the afternoon. So if AMC could find another run back in it, perhaps this Express trade can go with it. One other one, this one looked a little bit sharper at the time, although it had pulled back. I could probably just show this on my TradeStation screen now, but the RKT stock, Rocket. I know Chuck ended up calling this one out early heading into like 2 o'clock and after, but ended up making a big pop off 18, broke out over 1830, kind of smaller volume on the order book at the time. Ended up, I mean, just continuing to run up, much like AMC did. Unfortunately, though, and you know, this is a talking point. We go over this all the time inside Cyber Group. It's to say, though, A, we can't keep expecting a stock to just keep moving up and up and up perfectly forever. I mean, mind you, AMC went parabolically just before, and this made a really sharp move up, but at least off this next resistance, I wouldn't have expected this to continue going up at the time. I would have expected a false breakout, a pop and drop. That's what happened here, of course. But it dropped all the way back down to the VWAP and under. Right now, it's starting to make its small little second wind type of play here right now. So let me just jump to RKT on the chart, the TradeStation platform, that is. So looks a lot cleaner here at least. But yeah, for right now, I don't mind putting at least AMC on our watch list, or at least RKT. Maybe I'll hold off on the Express stock, as that kind of like weakened a little bit there over the last 5 or so minutes. So maybe we'll come back to Express at the end. All right, so I wanted to start off with exactly that, though. I do want to just start from the gainers list from here, going from top to bottom. VTNR is making a really strong second win type of move right now, actually because of AMC freezing up my screen. Lee wasn't really the stock I was showing before the meeting started. It was really this VTNR. And at the time, us here in Cyber Group, we watched this like move up from 380, broke over 4. I would have expected this to like pull back down a lot sooner than it currently is doing now. I mean, this ended up popping from 4 roughly all the way up towards 420-ish, 425, and still trying to hold its own here for right now. What I like about VTNR is that the float isn't extremely low. It's not like really too high, perhaps, but 36 million share float. We've traded stocks on much less of a float at this time of the day. So at a minimum, I'll write this down on the side list. As Fausto would say, the B list. We have different names for it, perhaps, but otherwise, I'll come back to this at the end. Give it a second look. All right, so I feel like a bunch of these I can kind of skip. If the GOED trade is popping, let me know. AMC, we talked about. I showed level 4. I'm not going to bring it up on the chart because I feel like it will kind of crash my platform. Keep the good times rolling. What else do we have here? Ooh, AQMS, slow. It's not really going to be the most volatile stock in the world. The one that's going to give you 50, 60 cents, $1 per share. But for right now, it's near the highs, right? So we respect that. The stock ended up making a big push going back into the beginning of this year, popped from like 2 all the way up towards just about, almost 8, looks like, and then dumped back down after. I mean, so for a stock that ended up making that type of run, we're not expecting that type of run in just the course of a day. But, to see the stock near the highs, at the highs now, this time of the day, you have a 21,000 share iceberg first at 330 that this has to, at least test and then perhaps even break through in order for it to make its real run. But as more of a level 1 stock, I don't mind slipping this on our list for right now, the AQMS. Shortable. So if it craps out the other way, it could be a good opportunity on the way down. I was gonna say, is this like really Lego stock? Like Lego, like the toy? No, Legato Merger Corp. You never know. SYRS ended up making a nice squeeze up here today, more so heading into the afternoon. I do like this, actually. I like it a lot. There actually is a 20,000 share iceberg. You can see that. Good day for icebergs today. Looking on the right side of the screen at 703, 20,200 shares on the ask at the high. So for right now, SYRS, I don't mind putting on our list here too, practically for the same reason as AQMS. All right, keep it going. Crex here, nice pop at least before 2 o'clock. Unfortunately, this one's dying off quick, so not too thrilled about that. LAIX, the daily chart definitely speaks for itself. Looking at the pop and drop type of play here, history will speak for itself here on the stock today. I guess it's trying to push back up a bit, but not really too convinced yet. It's Telstock, and this one ended up making a nice push today. I mean, really, most of it came from pre-market, but after the open, although it dumped off, first it was shortable, so it did crap out. It could have been a good short, not only once but twice off the high there, but at least it ended up, making that rounded bottom. It broke back over resistance off of 375 at the time, which, I went over this during the morning meeting, actually. The one line I drew on my whole chart for you folks today, 375. I know one of our students, Bonnie, was slightly underwater, I think, on one of her trades, she said, and it just was perfect timing. I mean, good fortune, of course, seeing this break back over 375 at the time. I mean, it ended up running right back up for her and a lot of us here too. So that was great to see. For right now, though, it's just like stock's not doing a whole lot here. Stock's not doing a whole lot right now. All right. So for right now, I guess we'll probably just hop over to the losers list. See, I mean, I guess Tel's up 17%. Maybe there's a couple more on the gainer side here. Nikola, okay, a couple familiar names. Nikola's at the high. All right, so I'll take that. I mean, it's a stock we're all pretty familiar with, a stock that ended up making not just one big pump up just from the beginning of this year, but from last year, and then even as recent as this week, back-to-back days with the EV sector. So NKLA, definitely. I may go off course here and just start looking at all of the EV stocks simultaneously. Let's just take a look at some of the others here first. Fossil on the gainers list, near the highs. I feel like the stock has a thin tier size on level 2 at points, so I don't know. I'm not too thrilled about this one just yet. Neo, the high of the day, a little more expensive. Not really as jumpy to trade that compared to Nikola, at least. Ride pretty flat. What else we got? Lee was already on our list. That one's good already. XPEV. This one looks a little bit sharper, at least compared to Neo. Comparing apples to oranges, I'd rather trade the orange here today, looking at XPEV compared to Neo. All right, I'll put this on our list. A few EV stocks collectively here between Lee, Nikola, XPEV, and obviously Neo moving with it too, but this looks just a little bit better right now. All right, so let's hop over to the losers list right now, folks. I mean, I'm just skimming down the rest of the gainers. Don't see any other real familiar names. On the losers end of the spectrum right now, NXGN down 13%, just ugly chart. Plan, an ugly chart. Ended up making a nice dead cat bounce. So actually, to go over this, was this the one where they raised guidance? There was a couple stocks I put on the list this morning from the loser side. Yeah, this was the one. How about this? Pretty interesting to at least see. I don't know, just captures my interest at least. I'm going to copy and paste this for all of us on the stream here. A comment from one of our members that's actually normally inside Cyber Group, Nicholas. Nicholas, great to see you back here. He says 2 live streams in a day. Hope you filled up your water bottle. Nicholas, I did. I appreciate that. I appreciate the care. I'm good to go for the afternoon. I learned my lesson from this morning. Now, getting back to the plan trade, though, man, this stock, they ended up missing the EPS. The more important part for this is that they ended up actually raising fiscal year guidance. That was the one thing that caught my eye during the morning meeting. I didn't trade the stock after the open, but now it's no surprise to me seeing this make the dead cat bounce, right? That's what we were hoping for. Ended up making a 4+ point push up towards 50, 51, 5-point push here, if not more. But yeah, pretty flat right now. Just going to pass on this heading into the afternoon. You know what's interesting? The SPY's trending down right now in the day, but you also have no, that's not it. You also have UVXY at the low of the day, which is the VIX, ETF. Ended up dropping off early today, bottoming out, pushing back up. I mean, the markets are dropping now, so this is why it's kind of getting a small push. Just interesting to see. But I'll tell you, that's all I got, though. So if there's anything else that you folks see up, down, left, right, more than 5%, type it in the chat board here. Just let me know. Ron talking about space at the high of the day. Definitely. This looks pretty good. I don't know. This flew under the radar on the gainer side. I guess it wasn't up as much. I don't know. But yeah, space looks interesting. I like this. Good call. Stock we're familiar with. Seems pretty active so far this afternoon. Made a nice run up, pulled back quite a bit, but shot right back up as well. Similar type of play as AMC. You want to know something I'm upset about? So because AMC is moving back up and space and all that, I'm actually going to slip Express on our watch list here at the end. going into this meeting, I had 2,000 shares from 470. I ended up just saying, the hell with it. I don't want to just take a loss or blow a trade here. So I ended up getting out scratched, completely break even. And it's trying to make this push right now, so should have stayed in. Nonetheless, though, Express, it's more of a speculative play with AMC pushing up, RKT. We're not going to trade GameStop, too expensive. That one is at least, so I don't mind at least putting this on the list, Express. All right, folks, I think that just about wraps it up. Going to look on Benzinga Pro one last time, at least seeing if there's anything we missed. VAL high of the day. That doesn't really look that great. This one definitely doesn't. All right, you know what? I'm going to stop while I'm ahead. I'm going to call it, folks. All right, so for all of us in social media, I appreciate you folks sticking with me here every afternoon. And, of course, for those with me at least this morning, Fausto will be back on as normal going into tomorrow morning. Let's see really quickly. We got one of us from YouTube, but actually one of our students really quick, Jeff B from normally our cyber group trading room. He's asking if there's issues logging in. Jeff, I'll have one of us here just reach out to you. I appreciate you joining us here on YouTube and letting us know. So I'll have Rich or John or whomever reach out to you ASAP there. All right. I'll get on that right now. All right, so with that in mind, I'm going to post and tweet the pics for all of us in social media, aside from Jeff. Make sure that you like, subscribe, notify right on our YouTube channel, that being youtube.com/cybertradingyou. And if you've yet to join us live inside the Cyber Group room, feel free to join us. Go right down to the link on the banner below just to get started. For all of us there right now, I'm going to be back on the mic right at 3:30, taking you into the afternoon. Take care.